July 31st, 2025, Phnom Penh, Cambodia. I'm Jesse McCall, and bringing you some updates from the Kingdom of Cambodia. I'm here in the studio of Tor Young TV, and I want to begin by addressing international news agencies. It's a fact that most international news agencies have their regional teams or their regional headquarters based in Bangkok, Thailand. This brings a Thai-centric or a biased view. While there would be, with their news agencies based in Bangkok, Thailand, they are of course going to have more frequent interaction with officials, with individuals from Bangkok, from Thailand, and we are calling out here in Cambodia to eliminate any hint of bias. And Cambodia, from the government to the private sector to the general population, have a voice. And it's essential that us here in Cambodia, our voice, our real situation is heard without bias. And so a call to the international news agencies, who most of them have their regional headquarters or their regional teams based in Bangkok, which of course will create a bias, to come to Cambodia, send your teams to Cambodia, send your journalists and your reporters to Cambodia, and get the full perspective. In all of this, from the get-go, it's been very important to understand that for those of us here in Cambodia, when I say us, we're talking about from the government to the private sector, to the general population, even to the expat community that are based here, have made this their home. We're not asking anybody in the international community to blindly take sides. We're not interested in that. We're not just using sentiment to gain support. Sentiment obviously only goes so far, and there are lovely people on any side in any nation across any border. So it's not just about sentiment, but it's about a large country, well militarily equipped, F-16 fighter jets dropping bombs on the sovereign territory of Cambodia, which is a smaller nation, less militarily equipped. And the reasons behind this, which point back to Thai politics, not Cambodia wanting to take anything from anybody, and we're appealing to the international community, international news agencies, to create a proper perspective of what's really going on without hesitancy. Even if you are based there in Bangkok and maybe you're a bit hesitant to stand up against aggression of the country that you're currently based in, we're appealing to you to properly report without bias as to what's really happening, as well as the reasons behind this. Cambodia's identity for the last several decades has been an identity of peace. Want to jump into some developments. On July 29th, this is after the ceasefire agreement had already been agreed, at 7:50 a.m., and this is well reported, that on 7:50 a.m., in Cambodia territory, a group of Thai soldiers crossed over, and through their body language and through their message, they said, "Hey, we have a ceasefire. Come and let's take a photo together. Now we can all finally get along." And Cambodia, even though our military is strong and will not give away 1 millimeter of Cambodian sovereign territory to anybody, but we love peace. And so this gesture at 7:50 a.m. on July 29th by the Thai military saying, "Hey, okay, there's a ceasefire, we can all try to figure out how to get along," the Cambodian military responded and said, okay, yeah, we'll walk over. And unfortunately, suddenly, out of the wooded areas and the forest around, the Thai military came and captured 20 Cambodian soldiers that are still being held captive today. This is after the ceasefire. I want to express to the international community the sentiment as well as the perspective of the Cambodian people when this happens. Our current sentiment is not a sentiment prone to hate or despise or get revenge. But the word that you continue to hear across Cambodian society, and for me as someone who speaks the Cambodian language quite fluently, is chu chap. This is very painful. Cambodia is trying to be sincere, trying to be transparent, trying to call on third parties from the beginning, saying, please come, look, we're ready to follow international law, we're ready to follow international policies, we're ready to get third party mediation and observers and monitors, we're ready for that. And it's very painful when Cambodia and we are trying to do the right thing, and there is such trickery involved. And so currently the royal government of Cambodia is talking to the government of Thailand to get these soldiers that were brought into this trap after the ceasefire that are currently held by Thai forces. This is a very, I wouldn't even just say the word unfortunate event. This is an evil event, and it shouldn't be happening. Again, this is the sentiment across Cambodia, is that Cambodia is well beyond the years of war and vengeance and hate, but Cambodia has really been trying to do the right thing, and it's very painful, disappointing when somebody, yourself, myself, any of us, try to do what is right and people with evil intentions take advantage of your intent to do things right. So this is some news of what's happening, and we are really hoping that there will be a quick resolve to this. Cambodia's voice needs to be heard. Like I just mentioned earlier, it's a fact that the majority of international news agencies are based, their regional bases are in Bangkok. Of course, this is going to give them potentially biased information, and we're calling out for proper reporting of what's really going on. It's a fact that that Thai politics is in turmoil. It's a fact that from the beginning, Cambodia has been calling on the international community to put pressure on the Thai side to bring a stop to these aggressions and this invasion. I also want to talk about the work of emergency bomb clearance, which is happening as we speak. Unfortunately, as you would have seen in the news, potentially cluster bombs. Cluster bombs in Cambodia. Cambodia is a signee of the International Treaty Against Cluster Bombs. Cluster bombs, when they're dropped, there are many unexploded ordinances that remain in populated areas for years on end, and innocent civilians are injured or killed because of these. And Cambodia has been a signee against cluster bombs, but unfortunately during this conflict, Thailand has deemed that they should be able to use cluster bombs in Cambodia populated areas as well. This is very unfortunate. There's also aerial bombs, unexploded UXOs, unexploded ordnances, from the F-16 fighter jets that flew over Cambodian sovereign territory and dropped Mk-84 aerial bombs that are now in the process of being cleared. I didn't have a chance to dig into this, but it would be important to dig into the exact dates and the exact facts of the last time that Cambodia was invaded by fighter jets. Cambodia has decided, it's important to understand that Cambodia for militarily has only decided to invest in defensive weaponry, not offensive weaponry. Cambodia has decided not to invest in fighter jets because we don't need to invade anybody. We only need to defend ourselves. And so our investment over the years and over the decades has only been in defensive weaponry, where unfortunately these F-16 fighter jets from Thailand were used for offensive. Rather than investing in F-16 fighter jets, Cambodia has decided to invest into new airports for passengers and tourists and business travelers instead. And so this is very much Cambodia's stance. We have the international monitors, as well as we're beginning to have international news agencies on the border areas. And recently, thankful to some of the different news agencies. We've had CNA out of Singapore that have done some decent news reporting. Appreciative to DW News, which of course is out of Germany. We've also had, there was some decent reporting out of Global News. I believe Global News, where is Global News based out of? Global News out of Canada. Yeah, that's right, out of Canada, has also had some good reporting. And we appreciate the international news agencies that are reporting properly. Cambodia has not violated the ceasefire. And so CNA special report, their observations, the international monitors, is Cambodia is not violating the ceasefire. Cambodia is not interested in provoking any more conflict. This would be foolishness. I also want to point out that the Cambodian armed forces are very well structured. And this is meaning they are under the control of the royal government. We don't have a rogue military. Unfortunately, it seems like in Thailand there is a bit of a rogue military. And so there has been no ceasefire violations on the Cambodian side. Also a recent report by UNESCO, unfortunately a very weak report. And to me, actually shocking, where this report said World Heritage sites in both countries have been damaged. World Heritage sites in both countries along the border have been damaged. As far as I know, the only World Heritage site on the border is Preah Vihear Temple, and that is in Cambodia territory. And so unfortunately, this multi-billion-dollar entity doesn't understand how to identify where the World Heritage sites are. The only World Heritage site that was damaged is in Cambodian territory, ruled by UNESCO multiple times, that was damaged. And I'm having a hard time understanding why UNESCO is saying World Heritage sites in both countries were damaged during this conflict. Shocking to me that a multi-billion-dollar entity can't understand geography. Some other local news in Cambodia: the National Bank of Cambodia has waived loans up to 80 million reals for customers, co-borrowers of soldiers that were martyred during this conflict. Also waived loans of up to 10 million real for disabled soldiers and other benefits, as well as yesterday throughout the news feed maybe almost all at least, of the local banks here in Cambodia are providing not just loan assistance to military families, but also loan cancellation or debt cancellation to military families that have served and sacrificed. Again, very unfortunate that Cambodia would love our days of conflict to be very far behind us, but because of chaotic politics in Bangkok, Cambodia was brought into this to protect our sovereign territory. We'll have many more important, essential news updates for you coming soon. Encourage you wherever you are, whatever language you may speak, English, French, Spanish, Japanese, Korean, Chinese, whatever it may be, to be a voice, again, not blindly taking sides, not just out of sentiment, but out of the facts, as well as the reasons that these very unfortunate events and incidents have been happening. Be a voice for peace, be a voice for what is right. I want to also point out before I close here that unfortunately, it seems like in some of the media in Thailand, there has been a very self-righteous attitude. Self-righteous meaning this: an attitude of, oh, we're a bit more developed, our economy is a bit more developed, and there's no way we could have done wrong. And so it must be the poorest, smaller country that is in the wrong, because we are much more advanced and developed and economically strong, and so there's no way that we could have done this. This self-righteous charade should not be believed. And again, this is not about individuals or general population in either country. There are lovely people across this planet, of course, in every ethnicity, in every race, in every nation. But this self-righteous message that is coming out saying, oh, how could we have done wrong? We're more advanced and we're more economically developed. And so, of course, we couldn't have done wrong is a self-righteous charade. And I hope that wherever you are, that you will be able to see through that. And hey, let's get this resolved. Let's get back to peace. Let's get back to developing our countries and our lives. That's all for today. This is Jesse McCall from Phnom Penh, Cambodia.
ត្រយ៉ងនាំសារពិតគ្រប់ទីកន្លែង